Hey, folks, welcome to Affiliate Nerd Out. I am your nerderator, Dustin House, spreading that good word about affiliate marketing. You're going to find me here every Thursday at 12:15 Pacific time. Put it on your calendar and join me. And my special guest today is Greg Jeffries, an old friend in the industry. Greg, welcome to the Nerdatorium, sir.
Thanks for having me on your podcast.
Yeah, you got it, bud. Like we come from a maybe a 10-year relationship at this point. I was working at WP Engine. I found you out in the abyss, and then I met you at a an affiliate summit event at in Austin, I believe. Like we were
Okay.
hanging out in Austin, and we saw, or maybe it was David's event. I forgot what those things were.
Internet marketing party probably.
There you go, internet marketing party. That's where I met you, and we had a few drinks and we talked, and you were doing really well back then, and killing it. So glad we had that opportunity. If you would like to be in Greg's seat, come and join me in the Nerdatorium. Go to dustinhouse.com/nerd and put in a topic that you would like to talk about. Today's topic is going to be all about AI, affiliate marketing. Greg is on the affiliate and publisher side of things, and we're going to get this unique perspective of what he's seeing going on in the industry. And our question of the day is, what tools are you suggesting to your affiliate partners out there? Um, that's not for you, Greg. That's not for you to answer. That's
Okay.
that's
Okay.
for the public. I want to get some chat
Okay.
going in the chat lines.
There's so many. It's hard to narrow them down to.
uh, all right, let's get started with this, Greg. Who are you?
Who am I? So yeah, I guess I'll start from like my about 2017 or 2016 or so. That's when things started to get I started to get traction.
Okay.
So where I found my traction was like SEO and affiliate marketing using SEO. So, because I didn't have a lot of money, I didn't have enough money coming in from a job, so I would leverage like credit cards and stuff. So the
Okay.
credit cards could buy me time, or at least the opportunity to experiment a little bit, give me a little bit of wiggle room. But I didn't have the the money to invest in like paid traffic and like high ticket mentors and things like that. So yeah, just sort of settled into SEO. And I know that could be like overwhelming and hard and slow and expensive to some people, but um, it just felt right once I got enough information in that space, because there's so much that changes in this space. And I identified like my personality is like I didn't I just got tired of trying to keep up. And like I found this place within SEO that it's like, okay, cool. Once you understand certain fundamentals, SEO has been one of those few things that has basically been there since the beginning of the
Mm.
internet. So that gave me a lot of peace. I was like, okay, cool. Like I can just relax and just do these same steps consistently, and then I'll get results. And the results that it produces is you're building like a passive income snowball, which is essentially what people are working towards at a 9 to 5 job for retirement. So I was like, well, I'm basically kind of leapfrogging my way to retirement in a much shorter amount of
Mm.
time, because the hook, I call it putting hooks in the water out there, your pieces of content. The more pieces of content you have out there, they're like little digital real estate, and they can be making money for you, while you sleep or
Yeah.
whatever. So it takes a little effort on the front end, but like it really, in the grand scheme of things, I say, just to give people a realistic expectation, 12 months or less, but to see some decent traction. But honestly, it takes about 6 months or less. And
Mm.
that's just like, I don't know if I can curse or whatever, but like half doing
Ass is fine. Yeah.
okay, half-assing it, like, so I'm not saying like 8 hours a day or 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. No, because nobody has that time. So like, neither did I. But I know that's a long-winded explanation, but like, yeah, I settled in. I've done a lot of different things. Most all of them have worked. So for anybody just getting started and is like doubting, is this a scam? Is this a scam? Like I'd say like 95% of things I've ever done worked. It's just the scale at which it works was very dependent on how much consistency I put in. So I've like made some money doing almost everything I've ever tried.
Yeah.
So hopefully that gives people hope that are just getting started. Like, well, is this going to work? Is this going to work? Like it all works pretty
Yeah.
much. Um, but SEO is kind of where I settled, and so yeah.
There are some scammier folks out there trying to teach people how to make $1 million very quickly, which is uh,
Right.
not
They
great.
Yeah, and then they don't give you the context. Like maybe it is true today, like right now, but they left out the last 9 years of their journey.
Sure.
So like very important. So
And where did you get your learnings? Did you find a Pat Flynn or some kind of mentor that helped you get your start in this, or did you start in affiliate marketing with a job?
no. So yeah, mostly through the School of Hard Knocks and like trying to sift through courses and
Uh-huh.
free information, and I didn't have money again, so like black hat sites, so like trying to get access to these information products because I didn't have the money. And then actually I did, like once I figured out that I was interested in SEO, I think it was 2013 or so, which like looking back again, I guess when you're younger, time it really does expand, and when
Mm.
you're older, it compresses. Because I came out to Austin in the fall of 2010. By 2012 or 2013, I had figured out, like this was after testing trial and error, which felt like an eternity, so many different things. And I remember thinking, well, okay, like I don't do very well at jobs, but if I am going to get a job, I think I could be in a role like an SEO job. So there
Mm.
were like SEO manager, SEO specialist jobs. So I bit the bullet and I was like, you know what? Okay, I guess I'll try to go get a job or something. So I sent out a message to every single SEO company in Austin. I got one reply, or I
Okay.
got one person that was like, I'll help you. And I was asking them, I said, like, I just want to understand how SEO works, because if all you guys are in business, surely y'all have to know how it works, right? Because I was going through all these courses trying to figure out, how does it work? How does it really work? And if you have a business around it, there has to be some logic to it, right? It can't just be a mystery. And there was this one solo guy that was like, yeah, I work for myself. I like your proposal. I'm bored and I work from home. So, yeah, let's meet up for coffee. And he basically laid out, he explained things in a way that actually made sense to me. And I was like, oh, this is what I needed. Like, so that was a big piece of the puzzle, for me. And, I didn't wind up, I've never had an SEO job, but, he gave me some very useful information that was like, it just really clarified things. And because again, it's like the wild west in these courses and stuff, and it's always about like the latest greatest WordPress plugin, and you're like, am I doing it right? I don't even know what I'm doing. And so if somebody has clients and those clients are paying them consistently, they have to be getting them some sort of result, right? So I was like, I wanted to learn from these people that are supposedly doing this and getting results. And so yeah, that was a crucial like turning point. So that was in like 2013 or 2012 or
Okay.
something. And it took about a couple more years before me to gain the confidence to quit my job. So I quit my job in the fall, in like December of 2016. And but that year was the first year that I had the courage to finally go to my first internet marketing events. And because I was like, just limiting beliefs. I don't have time. I don't have the
Ah,
money. Blah blah blah. And I didn't. But but I had credit cards, so
hmm.
I had the leverage to get there because I was spending it on like $97 courses and $197 courses trying to learn this stuff. And I made up for lost time. So that in 2016, I went to like 4 different live events. So, and that helped a lot too, just getting in proximity to other people that I knew were doing this stuff. It was because they're not going to like lie and, BS you to your face. Like these
Ah,
are people that I saw online, and like you meet them in person and they're off, what I've found is that they're often going to tell you the truth.
okay.
It's like, and I realize that these people are no smarter than me. They're about the same age as me. So if they can do it, like, first off, like, what's the difference between them and me? And I met 2 SEOs specifically, affiliate SEOs, and I was just kind of drilling them with questions like, you know, what about this? What about this? What about this? And they're like, I don't really do that.
Hmm.
And, and I was like, whoa. So my conclusion was all the things that I was stressing out over, they didn't even concern themselves with. So they put in a massive effort on the handful of things that they did understand.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, okay. So, like, basically, I was trying to do things right, whatever that means, and I think school kind of messed up my mind because the public school system trains us to memorize and regurgitate, memorize and recite. And so we've got right answers and wrong answers. But when it comes to life and business and whatever SEO, there's really no like right answer because everybody has their own proprietary process. So
Right.
you just have to believe that like you've got the 80/20 rule, like most of this process is sound. Maybe there's a few things that are not as efficient as they could be, but if I keep doing these 10 things in this order repeatedly, I will get consistent
Yeah.
results.
Man, that is a smart strategy. And I'm always preaching, going out and getting a mentor to help expedite your process of learning and learning from their mistakes more than like learning what's working exactly right now and like, adapting to their spin of things and then making your own adjustments. I think it's super smart. And that one of those things you got right was the way I found you, I think, was the ClickFunnels dream car. You were listed on like you figured out how to win your way to a dream car. Tell me about that experience that you went through.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like the way I did it, people say that it can't be done, but it's like, well, I did it. So, which I did it with SEO. I did it with long form, or not long form, but content targeted to long tail keywords, and
Okay.
specifically about with YouTube videos back in the day. So like I did like the whatever longest, slowest, hardest, most ineffective way to do affiliate marketing or whatever, and it worked, so like I have these results and then I have all these very experienced people saying that you didn't do this and that you
Hmm.
didn't do it this way. I'm like, it's literally, well, I don't know what else to say because I'm not very good at paid traffic. So like, this is what I did. You can choose to believe me or not. And not only did it work for me, because that would be, it should work for me. It's like my own process, but I've taught it to others, and there's been multiple people that have used my same process to also qualify for the dream car with ClickFunnels and also make over 6 figures. And some people like 6 figures a year. So it's not, and that kind of ties into one of my philosophies, which is like, there is no such thing as competition. Like there's whoever wants to make money can, and it doesn't matter just because I won the dream car with ClickFunnels with SEO doesn't mean that 100 other people can't.
Hmm.
Like, I think we get trapped in this belief of like, oh, well, because Greg did it, I mean, there's more competition for the rest of us. Like, No, there's YouTube channels that pop up every single day that I've never heard of that have either over 100,000 subscribers, or what really blows my mind is the ones that have over a million. I'm like, I don't know who this person is. There's literally so many channels out there that have so many
With
subscribers.
millions,
It,
yeah.
and some people might say, well, they may have bought some of those subscribers. So that's still a lot of fake accounts or whatever. You like the YouTube play button. The subscribers may be fake, but the YouTube play button is real. So
Ah,
you know, anyway,
yeah.
there's no competition. Anybody that wants this can have it. And you'll start to see that and understand it once you do it. But if anybody that's watching this is like starting out, as long as you sit on the sidelines and you're not doing anything, well, you're just going to get more of those results, which is not, like oh,
Very
this
true.
doesn't work, this doesn't work, this doesn't work. It's like, well, I mean, you're saying that as I'm doing this, so like I'm getting results, doing the thing I'm telling you. You ask for the answers, and I give it to you, and you say that's incorrect. And it's like, well, which of us has results? You know,
So you took those results and that, and you started building out your own community. And I know you've had a really great following out there of folks trying to learn SEO from your style and status. Wondering if you have any thoughts on what's going on out there with SEO. I've heard nightmare stories where people have fallen off the cliff in the last couple of months with affiliate sites. And what are you seeing out there?
I'm not super close to all those people and their results and stuff, but there's always going to be like an adjustment. It's like, it, and some people get hit and some people don't. But I don't worry so much about that anymore because it's just part of the game. And
Hmm.
so you, and here's what people don't understand. It's like SEO's a long game. So just because a site gets like hit today doesn't mean it can't bounce back in like 2 years or less.
Okay.
So it's not gone forever, but it is painful, if you got like 30 grand a month coming in pretty much hands free, and then now you're at 300 a month, and you're like, oh, spaghettios, like that's not good at all. And that happens, but it's just, there's only a couple of fundamentals about SEO, and when which means there's only a couple of dials that Google can really turn. So I don't
Okay.
really worry about like this algorithm talk or blah blah blah, because most of the things in the news and what Google leaks out or whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, I mean, you got to think about, where's this information coming from?
Mm,
Like, they just want to scare you. And much like, I have this phrase where I say, the oftentimes where the places that we're told not to dig is where all the gold is buried. So if Google says don't do this, that's usually what the people that are getting the best results are doing. And not only are they doing it, they're doing it on a massive scale.
hmm.
So what they tell you they want you to do and what actually works are two different things.
Okay. I and that ties in nicely to that news and the Google leak that just came out just very recently. And yeah, what are your thoughts are like? Do you think that they did this on purpose to like help people or to like hurt them?
I don't know, the right words. Like, it doesn't affect anything
Mm,
much, like, but it stirs up some drama, because there's just so much opportunity out there. And for every person that says like, oh, I got hit, there's so many other like niches out there and long tail keywords and stuff and opportunities that, like, I know that it's not going to be an issue, because
okay.
they can't. they can't police the whole internet, at least not right now. Like at the same time, and even it's funny, like Google on their actual YouTube channel has some documentaries, which I encourage people to look them up. It's like Google Search Explained, like a documentary that they made and put on their channel, and they're literally telling you that how much they're struggling to keep up with and organize the content on the search engines, which is like, that's awesome to me because it just proves what I already knew, which is like you you can't organize content faster than it's being produced, which
Okay.
means if you understand things like that, then you'll always be a couple steps ahead of the search engines because
Hmm.
like they can't organize it and sift through it faster than you produce it. And then there's just not that many people on the planet that are actually doing affiliate marketing, and specifically affiliate marketing using SEO. So there is like literally with my process, what I love about it is it's and my approach, and I don't think you're going to find this in any other SEO course. It's what I call, it has the three S's: simple, scalable, and sustainable. So
Hmm.
you're not in any kind of race or competition with anybody except yourself. Like you're not really competing with anybody. So just take your time and again, be disciplined, consistent, follow. Everything pretty much just comes down to content and backlinks. Content and backlinks. I mean,
Sure.
it's just, that was there in the beginning. That's still here now. So all this stuff in the last like 10, 15 years of like social signals and social bookmarking sites, it's like, you know, maybe they're a temporary factor, but like what was there in the beginning of the internet?
Hmm.
Content and backlinks, content and backlinks. Was video even there? Nope. Was images? Kinda, but it took a long time to load. So what's at the core of the internet? Like
Okay.
content, content, backlinks, text, internet. And what that guy showed me, which this will hopefully this will help some of your audiences doing SEO and stuff, that really connected the dots for me about SEO and just demystified it, was he said Tim Berners-Lee, who's the guy that's credited with developing HTML, he worked in academia, and so he was tasked with organizing the content, creating a system to organize the content on the internet, and he created like HTML. So the structure of HTML, if you look at the code, which I'm not really a programmer, but HTML is English, so it's not like hard to read. But the structure of HTML, it's got like a header, title, body. It's the same format as like MLA format, which is what we
Hmm.
used to write research papers and
Right.
essays in. So you've got the content, you got the title, you got subheads, and then backlinks are citations. So cite what we would cite references and sources. So that explains why, for many many years, Wikipedia was ranking so highly. Why? Because the front end, which is the page that we would see, mirrored the back end, mirrored the code.
Hmm.
It look we I mean, the forever and ever, Wikipedia was like the first or second search result for any phrase out there. Why? Because it wasn't pretty, but it was perfect. It was perfectly formatted.
Ah.
That's why it ranked. It wasn't because, I mean, sure, they have lots of backlinks, but they have backlinks because of the content, because the content is what got it ranked. And then people started citing it and referencing and link to it. So I know it's kind of nerdy, but like, man, once that made click for me, I was like, oh, well, I don't have to worry about any SEO news now. Now that I know how,
Yeah.
the structure, like none of these WordPress plugins, blah blah blah. It doesn't matter anymore.
Fundamentals.
Fun.
Fundamentals are what matter, just like in baseball. And Will Clark was a master at it. All right. So you mentioned backlinks. Any like quick tips you can give folks to like, what is your backlink strategy and like going out and getting these backlinks to your articles?
Honestly, so I'm just now getting around to like building a official backlink strategy. Which so my um, strategies just to buy them. So I
Hmm,
say you can build things, you can build it or you can buy it. Building's
okay.
the slow way, buying is the faster way. The important thing to know about, to keep in mind with backlinks is, um, and this is all kind of very logical if you think about it. So a backlink is just a vote in the eyes of Google. So Google only has three rules: uh, be relevant, be popular, and don't be evil. And that comes like straight from Google. But anyway, so be relevant is just the on-page optimization. So make sure your content is relevant to whatever you're trying to get it ranked for. Be popular is backlink. So basically, how many votes do you have from other
Ah,
sites
here.
saying that you're popular? And so, and what you need to look for with like a quality backlink is it coming from a site that you ideally want that site that's linking to you to be talking about something similar to what your site is about, and also already have existing traffic. So that means that site has authority. So you're basically getting like a more powerful endorsement. And so that information combined with, like, if you got a lot of backlinks that meet those criteria, you're gonna be your Google's going to see your site as an authority. So that's all you need to remember when it comes to backlinks. And there's lots of different places to buy them. And again, so that's another thing that Google's like, don't buy backlinks. It's like, well, it works.
Ah,
So, again, the slow way is to like manually reach out and cold email people like, hey, I just wrote this great article. I think it'd be really awesome if you link back to me, and you do that times a billion times. I mean, how do you think that these sites, like if you look at canva.com, they have so many backlinks. How do you think they got those? I mean, I'm sure they have VC money, so they could have bought them. But I think what they did, because they have so many, because there's only so many that you can buy, they have a whole content team that all they do all day long for years and years and years was like cold outreach for guest posts.
yeah.
So they have tons of like real authority quality backlinks. They have a whole dedicated outreach team to achieve that. So they're doing what I'm talking about, but they're doing it on such a massive scale. Um, so in the world of SEO, it's not that competitive. I mean, affiliate marketing is not that as competitive. So you
Gotcha.
don't have to worry like, does my business, do I need $10,000 a month for a budget for backlinks? No, you just need a couple of links and you're fine.
Right, right.
Because
I
I mean,
recently I got onto like Entrepreneur and I set a backlink to AffyStash and increased my domain authority by 10, like instantly from a 90 domain authority. So um, I know the power, and yeah, this is all great stuff, man. I want to take a minute to switch gears, and we'll talk about AI. But before that, I want to hit up my sponsor, and that is affiliate.com. And affiliate.com is super cool publisher tool, streamlining the entire affiliate marketing process by connecting publishers, merchants, and affiliate networks on a unified platform. Publishers no longer need to log into multiple networks, struggle to find offers, and worry about dead links. Affiliate.com has you covered, providing a single searchable database of over 1 billion products to manage and power affiliate commerce content. Publishers can easily find and promote relevant offers across dozens of networks, all gaining valuable insight through robust reporting and analytics. With affiliate.com, e commerce merchant and publisher relationships are optimized, allowing for seamless collaboration and maximizing that revenue. Publishers out there, go check this out. They have a super easy JavaScript function for your WordPress site. It works like magic, just helping you add up to date CTAs with your blog posts. Go see it for yourself. Go to dustinhounds.com/acom and help support my content making habits here. All right, switching gears a little bit here, Greg. You are into the AI space, and I think everybody essentially has to be at this point if you're going to survive.
yep.
What do you see AI doing, and how it's affecting publishers right now?
So yeah, it took me a little while to process everything that was coming out because it was just so much so fast and it was change and that's just different. And but I kind of predicted that for the last couple of years. I was like, something's coming. I don't know
Hmm.
what it is, but like when I see it, I'll know it. And it's all this stuff that we're seeing now. So I'm not scared or anything like that. So I know there was like fear and in certain areas of online publishing and stuff. I'm like, well, there's nothing to be afraid of. You got to embrace it or die, basically. So
Sure.
you just got to make peace with that. So all I see it is a means to do everything I was already doing better, faster, and cheaper.
Got it.
So it's like instead of hiring a VA, now we've got AI. I mean,
Yeah.
we can just hire a VA to manage the AI systems and stuff
Ooh. Okay.
instead instead of manually doing all this. Because a lot of the stuff that we do on online marketing, it's simple but it's tedious. So that's where AI combined with automations come in because it's these things are not they're mind-numbingly simple tasks. They're not something that you want to do for 8 hours. And so that's why a lot of marketers would pass things off to VAs and in
Right.
other countries so they can pay them less because it's like it's so stupid, like stupidly simple. You don't want to do that. It's not a high value task, but it's essential to get all that content published or whatever. But with AI, these tools now they just again they do everything better, faster, cheaper. So it basically you're able to like from a content standpoint kind of saturate the internet faster. So
Yeah. Yeah. And there's, theories behind, if your articles are AI written, Google's going to recognize that and penalize you in some kind of sense. Or are you under that belief?
no,
No. Okay.
no, it doesn't make sense to me. Because again, like the angle that I here's my little, and I had to develop these philosophies, so
Okay.
that I can confidently say, no, I'm not worried. And like, why? Well, here's why. So, what I've observed from Google over the years is that like their number one goal for their search engine is to deliver the best quality results in the shortest amount of time. So they want to deliver the best results fast. Um, and so there, believe it or not, there's a lot of searches. There's new searches happening every day, and again, the searches happen faster than the content is produced. So AI helps us keep up with that. But again, there's only so many SEOs out there, so there's still
Hmm.
not going to be enough content to match all the searches. But all that to say this, like, if you were Google, like you want to display some results. There, you can still search for very specific things today where there are zero results, and that's a failure in the eyes of Google. And so, how we used to do what I teach now, what can be achieved now with AI, we kind of would create like this sloppy content, but
Hmm.
and some people might say, well, that's kind of like spam or whatever. It's like not in the eyes of Google because if you were Google, would you rather return zero search results or some search results, even if those results are crappy? Some search results, because something is better than nothing. And then higher quality content is better than lower quality content. But AI can write high quality content,
Hmm.
very readable. So if AI can produce high quality content fast and basically fill up the holes in the search where there is no content or no quality content at all, why wouldn't Google index and rank that content?
Okay. Fair
Very,
enough.
very simple.
So you're utilizing AI to build some content and then you're having to edit it on the back end. That's kind of a lot of my strategy for like some of the filler words essentially. I'm doing a lot of the intro, like I mean all of the intros for every blog post that I do, but And then the full review comes in and like helps me fill out some of that information. Are you using that same kind of strategy?
Well, see, that's why I don't do client SEO, because
Ah,
I don't worry about any of that stuff. So I just like leave it as is because as long as that content is relevant, like I don't skim through it or read it because I just do things at such a high scale. So I'm trying to create content for all the long tail keywords around a product or niche, and so I just want to get the content produced, and the whole goal of that content is basically just filler. Now, not to create garbage or to spam the internet, but to
yeah,
filler in the sense of like I call it putting hooks in the water. So the more hooks I have, the more fish I'm going to catch. When
yeah,
like the more people that's going to find it potentially, which means the more people are going to land on my page. And once they're on the page, then I direct them where I want to go. So
yeah,
maybe have a an overlay or a pop up to capture their email or get them to click on a button. Because so the again, I'm not trying to muddy up the internet with like crappy content because you can read through this stuff and it's actually probably better that I could come up on my own. But like my goal for these affiliate sites is to get them to the site I'm trying to promote them to so that I can help the customer, but I can also and it's a win-win-win. Like the vendor wins if they buy, the customer wins because we're basically a digital traffic director directing them to the solution that they told us they were looking for, and then if they do purchase that thing, then I get a commission as a result of
yeah.
that. So, again, I had to come up with all these philosophies to like justify what I'm doing. And it's like, is it, or am I a bad person? Like, no, you're literally just, you're doing the work of an in-person salesperson, but you're doing it at scale, because you can't be in 1,000 places at once. So that's what these pages of these websites are doing. It's like, oh, you're looking for this very specific supplement. You typed in this really long question. Well, let me create a targeted piece of content for that, and then like get you to this thing that's outside of your awareness right now. Like you have this question, but you don't know the answer. It might be this supplement that you've never heard of. Let me
Hmm.
introduce you to it. So, because
Okay.
like, so an example like ClickFunnels, for instance, like, yeah, obviously the people who are searching for ClickFunnels are familiar with ClickFunnels, but what are the people? There's a lot of people that probably need ClickFunnels that don't know that phrase. So they're going to be searching for like best landing page designer
Sure.
tool. So like then you can introduce them like, hey, this is the thing you're looking for. Oh, it actually has a name. Yeah. So um, you're
Beautiful.
you're helping people. So you're just a digital traffic director.
Digital traffic director. That is a good title on LinkedIn. Like
Yeah.
that should be your title as your. I
Yeah,
love it.
it doesn't sound very scammy. So I was like, oh, I feel good about this.
Fantastic. Well, I've enjoyed learning from you throughout the years. Like your content has been great to help my SEO learning experience. And I know GregJeffries.com is a great site for folks to get out that information. What do you have coming up next for you?
Uh, yeah, just I'll probably put together a course on my updated process with this AI information. So my
Okay.
fundamentals, the core process has not changed, but the advancements in AI, have they've come along. So I want to update that process, which is just gonna. It's my goal in that information once I create it, which I'll put that on gregjeffries.com whenever I release that, is to just simplify and streamline this process of making money online to really equip anybody that wants to do it and give them that opportunity without making it so complicated. Like I want like teenagers to be able to go through this information because
Yeah.
it's as hypey as this may sound, it really is to the point where it's click button and copy and paste and like it that we're there now. So it's that simple. If you know what to click and what to copy and paste, you don't have to be. I'm not an expert in all the niches I promote that I make money in. You don't have to be, and you don't have to outsource it to someone who is like AI takes care of that. Like they're the expert. So it's like uh, Encyclopedia Britannica on steroids. It's just it knows everything.
Gotcha. All right, so you got a course that's coming out soon to get all your thoughts on and train the next generation out there. Are there any particular niches that you're specifically working on for your own blog content?
I'll give people a tip and direction. So people always ask, like, what kind of offers you promote? Like, what's the best offers? And again, I had to like distill what down, like what are the top converting offers that I promote have in common, and what works best for SEO. So since SEO it's not overnight thing, um, I try and gravitate towards products and services that are either evergreen, high ticket or recurring, or physical products too,
Mhm.
like a desk, a chair. High ticket might be an information product, but it's higher ticket, which means you're going to earn higher commission. Recurring would be something like a SaaS, so like ClickFunnels. The benefit of that is you make a sale, and every single month you're going to get recurring commissions, so long as that person doesn't cancel. And then evergreen just means like the thing that you're putting effort into promoting is going to be around for a while. Like it's not Beanie Babies, like it's. I
Great
mean,
reference.
you could make a lot of money in a short amount of time, but then what after that? Like I like to make money. If I'm going to put effort into something, I want to make money for years.
Yes. Okay. So you choose your products wisely and making sure that it's going to last for a long time. Gotcha. Loud and clear. All right. For um, those looking to connect with you and like pitch you on being an affiliate of their brand, how do people connect with you here?
You can just go to gregjeffries.com, and I'll have like all my socials on there as well, so people can find me there.
Fantastic. Greg, really appreciate your time today, bud. I know you're headed out on vacation, and thanks for squeezing me in and dropping all this knowledge for these folks.
Absolutely. Thanks again for having me.
All right, Greg, take care, and folks, keep on recruiting, and we'll see you out there later.